Hello students, 8th standard, chapter 4, social science, how the traders became rulers. Britishers came to India as traders and gradually they became rulers due to internal conflict between different rulers of our nation. In the early medieval period, we find that there were constant power struggles among the regional kingdoms of North and South India, characterized by the frequent rise and fall of kingdoms. The Palas, Pratiharas, Rashtrakutas, Cholas, and the Rajputas were the powerful dynasties that ruled in different parts of India. But along with these internal troubles, the Turkish invasion of India began from 1000 AD onwards. Ultimately, the Turks established their kingdom called the Delhi Sultanate. This sultanate flourished between 1200 AD and 1526 AD and witnessed the origins of Turks, Khalids, Tughlaqs, and Lodis. Towards the end of the 15th century, European traders began trading with India. Towards the end of the 15th century, European traders began trading with India. The first to arrive were the Portuguese. Here, the Portuguese first, these people arrived here for trading. They were followed by the English, the Dutch, and the French. By the mid 18th century, the English managed to oust the other European trading powers and started the process of conquering and colonizing India. Okay, so here by the mid of the 18th century, the British had started to emerge as strong power on the Indian political horizon. Dear students, here see in this tactics, Wellesley policy of expansion. Wellesley policy of expansion here. Dear students, when Wellesley came to India as a Governor General, cutthroat competition existed between England and France because when he was appointed as a Governor General of India, the power struggle is going on between England and France. It was necessary to check France from becoming powerful in India so as to expand the British rule in India. So again here France also gaining the power, okay, in the race of power. So he was sent India to check the power of France. Wellesley introduced a new plan which was known as the Subsidiary Alliance. So with this tactic, he introduced a plan called Subsidiary Alliance. As per the scheme, any princely state that accepted the alliance had to keep and maintain the British army as well as keep a British representative in the royal court. This way, the British could maintain their army without spending any money. So he used this tactic. Okay, with this, they anyhow survival their government, their way of system. Okay, the princely states were not allowed to utilize the army at their own will. This system, which made many feel secure in the beginning, made them feel enslaved and threatened. So they thought that okay, as the British got the modern technology at the time, so the local king thought that if we just keep in touch with these British people, they'll save, okay, due to attacks of other kingdoms. Okay, they fall to the traps of British tactics. This system, which made many, okay, subsidiary alliance acted like a slow poison for the princely states of India. Okay, the Indian states that became the victims of the subsidiary alliance were Hyderabad, Mysore, Ayodhya, Jodhpur, Gaikwads of Vadodara, Peshwas of Pune, and Sindhyas of Gwalior. These states become a victim due to this Wellesley policy of expansion. Here, see, dear student, Nizam of Hyderabad was the first victim of Wellesley's subsidiary alliance. Then it was Mysore and Ayodhya. Tanjavur and Karnataka met with the same fate. The British made the Marathas fight amongst themselves and consequently made them accept the subsidiary alliance. Okay, these are the tactics by the British to gain the popularity, okay, power of India here. Again, you see here the Lord Wellesley picture you have seen, the battle fought by Wellesley. Expansion of British rule in India. How the British will, okay, expand in India. after finalizing the subsidy alliance treaties, okay, with Mysore Nizam of Hyderabad and Maratha chiefs, the British moved towards northern part of India. They entered into a treaty of friendship with Nepal, sensing a threat from it. Okay, they fought many battles to secure the frontiers, friendly relations with the Sikh king. Maharaja Ranjit Singh helped them with the battle with the Afghans and established a rule in Sindh. The British had an ambition to capture the Sikh kingdom, which was a very powerful kingdom, but they could not do so as long as Maharaja Ranjit Singh was alive. Okay, so in this, due to the selfish goals of the local kings, okay, the British understand the local fights between local kings, so they easily succeed with their tactics to expand their power. So they kept friendly relations with Maharaja Ranjit Singh. Ranjit Singh was a strong ruler at that time. He had set up a strong army with the help of European officers for the protection of this state. He had attained victories over many nearby states. After his death, Punjab suffered anarchy. Governor General Sir Henry Harding came to India and brought the Sikh rule completely under the British rule. Okay, due to this loophole, the Governor General, okay, taking advantage of this rule, and this kingdom came under the British rule with the policy of interference and annexation. As we think, why did the British establish their rule first in Bengal? Why was it essential for the British to conquer the Sikh and Afghan territories? Why was it? Okay, is the main first point to acquire Sikh and Afghan territories. How could the British establish their rule all over India despite of having a small army? These questions you, okay, broadly and deeply we have to think. Being a small army, how can they, okay, command this beautiful country India? Here see again Dalhousie's policy of annexation. They have their own policies, Governor General. So with these tactics, gradually they got command over the entire nation. So here again, another British general, Dalhousie, as you have seen in the picture. The aim of Wellesley's policy of expansion was to enslave the native kingdoms without using much of the British resources. यहाँ पे क्या इनका क्या मकसद था वेल्लेस्ली का? उनकी ये पॉलिसी थी कि अपना एम्पायर को फैला जाए, उनको एनस्लेव किया जाए, द नेटिव किंगडम्स को, जितने भी नेटिव किंगडम्स थे अलग अलग, उनको अपने ओके एनस्लेव बनाना चाहते थे विदाउट यूजिंग मच ऑफ द ब्रिटिश रिसोर्स, अपना पैसा अपना धन ना लगाते हुए. ओके, इनकी एक पॉलिसी थी डलहौजी की, द स्टेट दैट एक्सेप्टेड द सब्सिडी अलायंस, जो स्टेट ओके प्रिंसली स्टेट जो सब्सिडी अलायंस को कबूल करते हैं, एक्सेप्ट करते हैं, कंसीडर द ब्रिटिश एज द फ्रेंड. ओके, ब्रिटिश ने उनको अपने दोस्त मानते थे, बाकी के दूसरों को वो अपना दुश्मन मान देते. ओके, इवेंचुअली इन द एब्सेंस ऑफ इंटरनल एंड एक्सटर्नल थ्रेट they became irresponsible and their administration started deteriorating. Okay, the outcome of the conspiracy of the British was the anarchy in many princely states. The Indian rulers got trapped in it. Okay, बहुत सारे हिंदुस्तान के जितने भी princely स्टेट थे इनके उसमें ट्रैप में आ गए. The British got an excuse to start interfering into the internal affairs of these states on the pretext of putting an end to the anarchy. So यहाँ पे अनार्की फैली थी, ठीक है, क्योंकि वहाँ पे उनके कुछ सेट ऑफ रूल्स नहीं थे, बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम थे इंटरनल प्रिंसली स्टेट्स में. इसको लेते हुए ब्रिटिश ने सोचा कि अनार्की को दूर करने के लिए ये लोग ने धीरे धीरे इनके किंगडम्स में, लोकल किंगडम्स में इंटरफियर करने लगे. ठीक है, दे एनेक्स मेनी स्टेट्स अंडर द सेम एक्सक्यूज, बहुत सारे स्टेट्स को अपने अंडर में ले लिए इस बहाने, अनार्की के बहाने. देर आफ्टर बर्मा, म्यांमार एंड रीजन्स ऑफ पंजाब और आल्सो एनेक्स, ये दो रीजन को भी अपने अधीन में लोग ने ले लिया. इफ़ द किंग डाइड विदाउट ए सन, अगर ये एक ऐसी इनकी पॉलिसी थी, अगर कोई भी राजा उसका लड़का नहीं होता है तो ही स्टेट वॉज एनेक्सेड, उनकी राज को ब्रिटिश में लिया जाता है. इन दिस वे सतारा, झांसी, नागपुर एक्सेट्रा बिकेम द विक्टिम्स ऑफ पॉलिसी ऑफ एनेक्सेशन. ये पॉलिसी के कारण, एनेक्सेशन पॉलिसी के कारण ये तीन, सतारा, झांसी, नागपुर कि जो जब ये राजा मतलब डेथ हो जाता था, उसका लड़का नहीं होता था, तो पॉलिसी ऑफ एनेक्सेशन कारण ये लोग ने बहुत सारे प्रिंसली स्टेट को अपने अधीन में लेके वो ब्रिटिश ओके चलाने लगे. इस तरह से ये लोग ने अपने कनिंग पॉलिसीज़ की वजह से ओके देश पे एक्सपेंशन करने लगे. अगेन हियर स्टूडेंट, Dalhousie aimed at helping the British traders to make huge profit from the trade of tea, coffee and cotton by capturing the area that produced this commodity. ये ब्रिटिश ने क्या किया, डलहौजी ने ओके ब्रिटिश बिजनेसमैन को बहुत सारे प्रॉफिट करने के लिए कॉफ़ी और कॉटन बाय कैप्चरिंग द एरिया, जो एरिया में ये ज़्यादा उगाया जाता है कॉफ़ी और कॉटन, दैट इज़ डिमांडेड इन दिस दे नेटिव ओके। तो ये लोग ने ये सारे कमोडिटीज को ऑन ए लार्ज स्केल टू कंसोलिडेट द ब्रिटिश इन इंडिया एंड टू रन द एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन स्मूथली मेनी चेंजेस वर इंट्रोड्यूस बाय द डलहौजी। हिंदुस्तान में अपने ओके रूल को चलाने के लिए डलहौजी ने बहुत सारे रूल्स को इंट्रोड्यूस किया ड्यूरिंग दिस टेन्यूर, अपने वक्त के अंदर में ओके। द फर्स्ट रेलवे लाइन वॉज स्टार्टेड बिटवीन मुंबई एंड थाने। ये अपने फ़ायदे के लिए, अपने ब्रिटिश के बिजनेस के फ़ायदे के लिए ओके ये लोग ने फर्स्ट लाइन को ले किया है ब्रिटिश मुंबई थाने 1853 में। द मॉडर्न पोस्टल सिस्टम स्टार्टेड इन इंडिया, पोस्टल सिस्टम को इंडिया में इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया। वायरलेस सिस्टम बिटवीन इंडिया एंड इंग्लैंड टू वाज इंट्रोड्यूस ड्यूरिंग हिज टेन्योर। इसके वक्त में ओके डलहौजी के वक्त में ये सारी चीज़ें हिंदुस्तान में किया गया है। ही पास इट लास्ट टू बैन चाइल्ड मैरिज, उस टाइम में चाइल्ड मैरिज को बैन किया गया एंड एडवोकेटेड विडो रीमैरिज को इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया। इंग्लिश एजुकेशन स्प्रेड इन द इंडिया ड्यूरिंग दिस टाइम ओके। हिंदुस्तान में जो इंग्लिश वे ऑफ एजुकेशन है डलहौजी के पीरियड में इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया। द फर्स्ट 3 यूनिवर्सिटीज इंडिया वर एस्टैब्लिश। 3 हिंदुस्तान में यूनिवर्सिटीज़ मुंबई, चेन्नई एंड कोलकाता इन ईयर 1857 में डलहौजी के टेन्योर में स्टार्ट किया गया। दस दिस रिफॉर्म्स वर बेसिकली फॉर द एक्सपेंशन ऑफ ब्रिटिश रूल एंड ईजी एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन। उनके स्मूथ एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के लिए ये सारी चीज़ें यहाँ पे इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया। ऑल दो इंडियन बेनिफिटेड लेटर ऑन, बाद में हिंदुस्तानियों ने इसके भरपूर फ़ायदा उठाया। दे हैड टू सफ़र ए लॉट विद द इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ ब्रिटिश रिफॉर्म ओके। सो इट इज आई कैन से दैट ओके डलहौजी, ड्यू टू डलहौजी दिस रिफॉर्म्स वाज वेरी benefited by the Indians okay. Dear students, I'll continue in the next part. Thank you.